Happy Tuesday.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Welcome
Thank you for joining us.
Coffee with Kim and Jason. We have some interesting guests with us here today.
Our new board of directors.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I am drinking the Cinnamon Toast Crunch creamer.
How is it?
Still good.
Yeah?
Still good.
Does it taste like you're drinking milk from Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
No, because there's coffee. It's coffee.
But I mean, does it?
It's got a little bit of that flavor. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it. I was doing caramel, and I was just getting tired of it, so I needed something new. But it looks like we've got iced lavender latte. Ooh, that sounds good. Iced cherry berry tea. People sharing what they're drinking.
Nice.
Glad to have
in a glass goblet. Wow, Victoria, getting fancy
going
on
all in.
3 o'clock afternoon.
Very good.
Thanks for being here. I see so many good names, and I see a couple of new ones too. So it's exciting.
Yes, morning, Ian.
Good morning.
Oh, we got a Dr. Pepper here.
Oh, sweet.
Good old ice cold water.
Classic.
Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you guys know? Can you kind of see our friends here? Is there any of them that you can't tell who it is? And then along the lines, of course, we announced the topic, but these are all our movie friends, right? I love her so much.
Mary Poppins.
She's so cute.
I've got a bit of a problem. I've collected quite a few of these, but
yes,
I like Wayne and Garth here.
Pretty on.
Classic.
Baby.
Actually, this one.
That's pretty sweet.
A lot of these come back to childhood, but this one, Teen Wolf with Michael J. Fox. I may or may not have had pictures of Michael J. Fox in my bedroom as a child.
He did. Yes, he did.
Between
Teen Wolf.
Between Michael J. Fox and Han Solo, I was hoping that they would infuse their coolness into me by putting their pictures all around. And
it's funny that he had Michael J. Fox. I think I had Michael J. Fox on my walls, so I'm not sure how that works. But yeah.
To be fair, I did have Elle McPherson also all over my bedroom.
This one is so cute, little Tony Stark with his cat shirt. But he's really top heavy. He's a bobblehead, so he won't.
Yeah, we got Venkman from Ghostbusters. You didn't bring up all the other Ghostbusters.
No,
E.T. That's a good.
Someone said they do the Harry Potter ones. Yes.
Yeah.
Jodie Lynn, so cute. So
as you can see, we're talking about movies today, and we wanted to bring this up because we got a lot of time on our hands, and there's a lot of bingeable things that are out there. Some of it maybe not so inspiring.
Yeah.
Obviously a lot of us are binging the news, which is not inspiring. But
although the Adultitis guy last week, what did he say? How many hours or what? I feel like he mentioned that it's a slow drip. He's trying to get the news in
that's right.
Every second of every day.
If you missed the April Fool's show, you were going to want to go check that out because we interviewed a guy with a very high case of adultitis, and it was it's sad, really. But
so don't do what he does.
Yeah.
Don't get the slow drip of news all day long.
But it's cool that Disney Plus has put out some of their movies sooner than expected.
Yeah,
and,
that's cool.
But I kind of figured like a lot of us are maybe at a point where we've watched a bunch of stuff and we need to go next level. And so we were thinking about that. Like, who do we know that knows movies? And actually, I think this was a tip from my dad actually threw this suggestion out, and I thought that's a really good idea. So I'm going to see if I can call him up here.
And Lynn Carter, who's Summit attendee, she's worked for us. She's like, I didn't know Father Dave was a movie critic.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Yeah.
So we got him coming up. Hopefully it'll connect and he'll join us in a second here.
Hey! Sorry.
Good, sir.
Hey, by the way, this is for your dad. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh,
an Easter Bunny Snoopy.
Nice.
Easter Bunny.
Very good. So there you go.
Oh, you're so tiny.
And then this one, is this not a sign of spring? A bird with holding balloons?
Nice.
That's a good one.
Isn't that cool?
Yep.
Cool.
Anyway, I'll back up a little bit. I'm like hugging the screen.
Thank you for being here, first of all. This, to people who don't know, this is our friend Dave Timmerman. He happens to be a Catholic priest, but the real reason we wanted him on today is because he has an enormous movie collection. And I think you still do a show on the radio reviewing movies. Is that correct?
I do. The AM station in Fort Atkinson with Andy Jorgensen on Friday afternoons at 4:30. I'm on to review movies.
Nice.
So, still happening.
I know that. So you go deep into your collection and what you've seen, and so basically we wanted to have an expert on to say, okay, if we've done all the usual suspects, what are some other movies that maybe have gone under the radar, maybe that we haven't seen in a long time, maybe we haven't seen at all, that you would recommend, especially during this crisis. Is such a weird time. I think we need as much uplifting things as possible to counteract real life that's going on around us. So,
Right.
So I just want to let you take it from there.
Okay. I know we had talked about picking 10, but you know me, I picked 11, just to be odd. All right. First one, and I don't know how well you're going to see these online, but I'll just do the best I can. First one on the list is Evan Almighty, which was the sequel to Bruce Almighty. And this was with Steve Carell and Morgan Freeman, and Morgan plays God, and he calls Steve Carell, a newly elected politician, to be the new Noah and to build an ark. So, great, funny film. Little trivia, the most expensive comedy ever filmed.
Really?
This one right here. Yeah. And of course, one of my favorite actresses, Lauren Graham from Gilmore Girls, is in here. So that alone was worth the price of the ticket. Anyway, then we're going to move to Out to Sea with Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau, one of the last buddy movies they made together, and it takes place on a cruise ship. Hilarious. You know, Rue McClanahan, one of the Golden Girls, is in here. And just pulled in some really old actors and actresses, and excellent, good comedy.
Okay.
Then we're going back. The Duke, the Wayne, McClintock with John Wayne is just a classic. You know, if you haven't seen it, you must see it. It's just fun. So, all right. Then we have, this one is a little odd. I'm not sure many people even saw this. It's called The Resurrection of Gavin Stone. Okay. Great little, it touches a bit almost like a Hallmark movie kind of thing. And the only person that I acknowledge in here is Neil Flynn, who was in the middle with Patricia Heaton. He played the dad. So that would be a good one to check out. It's got a nice Easter resurrection kind of theme to it, but it's still a nice movie. It's not overly religious. All right, another fun one, My Life in Ruins, with Nia Vardalos from My Big Fat Greek Wedding and Richard Dreyfuss. If you've ever been on a bus tour, and I've been on a lot of bus tours, this one nails it, just nails it. So that's another one. All right, a classic, and she just died this year, unfortunately, Doris Day. But this, I think, this is one of my go-to films if I'm feeling down or whatever. It's called The Glass Bottom Boat.
Oh, yeah.
That is just, oh my gosh. If you know, and the comedians that are in there, you know, Dom DeLuise and Paul Lynde and all the greats. So that's one to check out. Now, my number, if people say to me, what's your most favorite film ever? Okay? This is it. Return to Me.
Return to Me.
David Duchovny and Minnie Driver. Directed by Bonnie Hunt. And Archie Bunker's last film, by the way, before he died. So, classic. I mean, this is my go-to film number one. So,
what is it about?
What's that?
What is it about that movie that you like so much?
It's just well written and well acted, and it's the beginning's a little sad. I'll warn you, the beginning's a little sad, but then it maneuvers itself up the grade to being just a nice movie. Just at the end of it, you go, that was nice.
We need more of that.
You bet. And it ends up in Rome, Italy, so you can't beat that. So, but yeah, that's definitely one to check out. Okay, and as I mentioned earlier, Nia Vardalos in My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Okay.
Mhm.
There we go. That's a classic, you know.
Oh,
So-
oh my gosh, it's so good with the Windex. I love that.
Yeah, I know. All right, then we've got this one, The Greatest Showman.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know if you've seen it, about the circus world and the birth of the circus world. I mean, the music and the dancing in there is amazing. And I know that some people don't care for music and dancing in movies, but this is just a great one. And it's so well done, you know? You feel good at the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Number 10. Okay, so we're up to 10. Boy, this went by fast. I just watched this one last night because it brings me such a joy. Joyful Noise, Queen Latifah and Dolly Parton together. It's about a church choir.
No.
Did you see that one?
No.
Oh, listen, check it out. It's just a lot of joy, a lot of big choir numbers. It's really, really well done. So that would be another go-to one. Drum roll, please. Last one. And boy, if you haven't seen this one and want to revisit it, Field of Dreams.
Oh
yeah.
That's just an ultimate classic, you know. I mean, having baseball players come out of the cornfield, what more could you want out of life, right? I just want to plant a cornfield so that I can have baseball players walk out of it. So,
Do we have a catch?
yes. Hey, and isn't it true that they're going to play a major league game this year? They were. I don't know if that's going to happen at the field where that was filmed.
They
So,
were supposed to. Yeah. I don't know if they'll play any major league games, but yeah, I think they're.
Have you been there, Father Dave?
several times, because I used to be over there in that neck of the woods, so I'd like to go over there periodically.
Okay.
So, yeah, when I was in Keeler as pastor and Cincinnati, I used to sneak over there. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
You said before about best movie of all time, and I have to say that probably the whole Star Wars franchise is there for me. But if I take that out of the picture, Field of Dreams probably is my number one. So
Sure.
we just watched that last summer, I think, and
Introduce the kids to
took the kids to the Field of Dreams. I had a speaking engagement out in Iowa, so we were able to incorporate that in, and
that was the first time I had been there. It was pretty magical. I mean, we grew up near corn, so we're not doing the whole like pictures by corn thing, like, you know, other parts of the country when they visit, but it was still very magical, I thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the classic line, is this heaven? No, it's Iowa.
Right. And our mutual friend, being from Iowa, we always drop that line on there, don't we? So
yes,
it's pretty cool. We got some questions.
We got a few questions here.
Okay.
First of all, this is a question that was just general. So I put up a poll earlier that asked people where their favorite place to watch movies is, and the options I gave were a movie theater, home sweet home, or a drive-in movie theater, which are dwindling.
Actually, I've heard they're really popular right now.
Well, right now it's kind of good. I saw in California they're doing, opening them up where people can be in their car, and as long as they're 6 feet away,
Isn't
it
that
works.
amazing? I know.
So
Yeah, I know this. These odd things that come back into play.
yeah.
Right.
Tracy had asked if she could vote for all three answers from the poll, and I feel like I could relate to that. Do you have a favorite, Father Dave, a favorite place you like to watch movies?
I think it's got to be the movie theater, only because of the size of the screen and the bucket of popcorn. You know, I mean, just settle me in. Rocking chairs now. Is that a dream come true? They put rocking chairs and recliners in the theaters. I mean, come on. Who needs to stay home?
Right.
So
there's something too still about the community aspect, especially if it's a big movie, like a big blockbuster people are excited about. I just saw on Twitter today someone shared a clip from the last Avengers movie when Captain America picks up Thor's hammer, and you see the screen, but you see the reaction of everyone like freaking out, and there's something about that community aspect that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
We have another question from Steve. He wants to know if the movie reviews you do on the radio are online for people who are in other states.
That's a really good question. I don't know that. I know Andy would probably have the answer to that more than I would. If WFAW, which is the call letters, if they're online, I'm sure that it is. But I can't be sure of that. So.
Okay. WFAW. And what is it based out of again?
Fort Atkinson.
Fort Atkinson. Okay.
And it's the AM station. So.
The AM station.
That's
All right.
WFAW, right?
Correct. Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So Jim Kramer says he remembers seeing the original Star Wars movies in the theater, big crowded events.
Yeah,
That's
those
cool.
are good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember seeing the original Star Wars at the Olympia Theater in Oconomowoc
Oh man.
because I grew up in Watertown, and they had built this massive ski hill. I mean, it was the weirdest thing in Oconomowoc, which is all flat. Here's this massive ski hill, and they built this huge complex around it, and they had a movie theater in there. And I still remember going to see Star Wars, and it just blew my doors off. Who'd have thunk, at that time, So, but yeah. And here's another one, The Towering Inferno. One of Irwin Allen's disaster films, where the skyscraper gets on fire and everybody's trapped and trying to get out. And I must have seen that. I'm embarrassed to say maybe 10 times in the movie theater. That's how good it was.
You brought some good ones that are definite old school, so I appreciate that. And even The Greatest Showman is a good one because that was really popular. Last year, year before, and it's a good. I mean, I am not a musical guy, but that one I could do. We watched The Wizard of Oz the other night with the kids.
Yeah.
Halfway through, Ben asked if it was a musical. I'm like,
no, just a fantasy.
Let's see. Angela asked if the movies you recommended are available in descriptive audio. It's an accessibility feature for visually impaired people. I would imagine it just depends on the movie itself, I would think, right?
Right.
They have it or not.
Yeah, I'm getting an education today listening to all of this.
Yeah.
But I would imagine you'd have to do some research on that to find out. So
yeah. Okay. Does anyone else have any other questions for Father Dave, or anyone have any other movies that you want to share in the comments? I'd love to hear them.
And a little thank you to Susan, who listed out all the movies that you said, Father Dave's, because some of us.
Wow.
Yeah, so she wrote them all down and put them up there. So thank you for that.
Yeah, some people have trouble seeing the video, so someone asked if.
Okay.
So thank you, Susan. I was gonna go back and listen to it again and do all the work, and you did it.
And I can even send you a copy on your email or something of the list. So if you need them. So one that would have been a number 12 for me was Sister Act.
With Whoopi Goldberg?
Honestly, guys, I sat up last night going through all of my movies, all 600 of them, thinking, "Oh, this would be a good one. Or this would be a good one." I think, "Oh man, this is like impossible." So
let me ask you this. How did you get into? I think everyone likes movies, but how did you get to this point? Like where you're like you have that deep interest. Where did that come from?
When I was growing up, both of my parents were really into movies. Especially my mom. She would when she was growing up in Milwaukee, would go 2 and 3 movies a week because they were so inexpensive. When you were only paying a dime or to go see a movie, it was the thing to do. And so they kind of translated that. My mom and dad translated that to us. And we're always talking about movies or going to see movies. It was just kind of inbred in us, my 2 sisters and I. So
that's really cool.
I know my left brain, right brain, my one side of it's got to be a movie camera, I think. Because even my mom will say, why would you even want to know that? Well, because.
Inspiring mind.
Yes, that's right. So,
all right, we got another question here for you.
Okay.
Jenna wants to know, Lord of the Rings or Hobbit trilogy?
Wow. I think my tendency would be go to Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. Those are just incredible filming experiences. You know, the depth of them and the whole grand scheme of how they were filmed. I would have to say that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Jim, okay, so this is interesting. Jim wants to know how you will be celebrating Easter during these isolated times. Good question.
Alone. Alone. What's tough is I'll have to hide my own Easter eggs. But what are you gonna do, man? So it's just the way it is today. But no, I'll certainly be saying the Mass, because I say Mass every day now. It's just you just say it without people. So
yeah, it's weird. It's weird times. I guess that's a good time to ask if you'd put on your priest hat for a second and say, is there any message you want to share with people who are struggling in this time, or lonely during this time, or afraid during this time? Is there anything that you want to pass along before we let you go?
You know what? I've been hearing periodically on the news and stuff, people saying, oh, they're going to, we can't go to church for Easter, or Easter's not going to happen. The reality is, man, Easter's going to happen. Jesus is going to rise, whether there's COVID-19 or whatever it's called. Jesus is still going to rise from the dead, and that's the best part about it. Not even a pandemic can keep Jesus from coming out of that tomb. And I just think people got to remember that and go to him. Go to your prayers, go to your quiet places, and think about what was given up so that we could have salvation. And I see Susan saying that there was only one woman at the tomb. Amen. He went to Mary Magdalene first, because she was the one that stayed by his side. And that's important to remember that, there's a lesson for all of us, and that is, don't give up hope. A lot of people at that time, when they saw Jesus go into the tomb, figured it was over, right. And it wasn't. It was just the beginning. I love it. It's just the beginning. And I think after all of this, we're going to be a better people. We're going to be a better world because of what we went through. I kind of look at this as like a spiritual retreat, like a 30-day silent retreat, or some of these religious communities, where they live, the cloistered communities that live behind the walls and don't talk to the public. It's always been there in these forms, but people just haven't acknowledged them or realized that. Well, now we're all in it. We're all kind of in a cloister. Mm-hmm. And we just got to really be okay with that and realize that we're all in this. Mm-hmm. I think that's the thing that's so global about this. Everybody's experiencing it to some degree, and can be overwhelming at times, but on the other hand, there's something that's binding us all together. So,
yeah.
How do you like that?
Well said. That is pretty cool about this whole situation is the way it's bound people together, like you said, and the different ways people have figured out to help one another. I found that really encouraging, and people tapping into their superpowers to help their fellow neighbor and share their talents.
Yeah.
And I think anything that starts out bad is I always believe God is using it for good, and I know you feel the same way about that. So
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, before you go, Jim pipes in. He says he used to love musicals as a kid. He's got Camelot on his list, Oliver.
Oh yeah.
King and I. So that's a pretty good list there. Mm-hmm. And I think someone else mentioned Balto. That's a good little show. A good little one too. Mm-hmm. So not as
is Balto an animated film about a dog or a wolf?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you seen that one?
No, I have not seen Balto. So
all right, well there you go.
Check that one out.
Your recommendation to go check out. All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us and figure out technology.
I know, it was so easy.
Not too bad.
we sure appreciate you going through all 600 of your movies, and hopefully it inspired you to watch one that you haven't thought about in a while.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you take care.
Have a good
Safe.
Easter.
Yep.
We'll talk to you.
All right.
Wow, that was awesome.
Yes, that was really cool. Yeah, go ahead.
They've been so busy with some stuff, but they
Oh,
wanted to
they've
visit.
been. Okay, yeah, come on, guys.
Come on over, guys.
While they're coming in, let me check the poll here. We asked favorite place to watch a movie, and looks like movie theater is winning, edging out Home Sweet Home, and drive-in movie is in there as well. So,
all right. I would have thought that movie theater would have gotten way more because of our situation, like the bias of like I just want to go to the movie theater. Yeah,
yes.
right.
There's pros and cons of all of them.
Your own couch. Even though someone said we're all going to need new couches after this, you know.
There's like a little groove, more so than ever, right? All right, guys, what do we got?
Oh, speaking of Easter, we've been working on some Stations of the Cross.
Oh, boy.
So we're going to be doing this on Good Friday, but we got Jesus. Jesus's clothes are taken away. Oh, this is the front. Is this the one you did that?
Cover.
The front, the stations. We're making a book. And we got the 6th station. Veronica wipes the face of Jesus. Oh, that's a cool little picture. I don't know. The Stations of the Cross only Catholic? I don't know. Let us know if you're not Catholic and you guys do Stations of the Cross. 9th station, Jesus falls a 3rd time. Ooh, is that one? Oh, I see. It's upside down. There we go. 2nd station, Jesus carries his cross. I love that Jesus.
Has been busy.
Yeah.
Crayons melting down downstairs.
10th station, Jesus' clothes are taken away. So that was where we started. Wow,
I think
looking
the
good.
17th station, Jesus misses the bus.
Oh, Betty's 5th station, Simon of Cyrene helps Jesus carry his cross. Oh, Ben's got your style. It all fits together. 7th, Jesus falls
Got
the
the washi
2nd
tape
time. And Jesus is nailed to the cross, the 11th station. Look at that. Oh, man. That's pretty cool. So thank you for sharing.
Susan says, pretty Catholic. So glad your kids are doing this. Yeah, I figure it's kind of one of those weird Catholic things. But
we're growing up Catholic, you don't know, like, do other people do Stations of the Cross or just Catholic? I don't know.
So someone asked, they wanted to know what your favorite movies are. You guys want to recommend a movie to everyone?
Anybody?
What?
Aurora. Ooh,
Sleeping Beauty. That's her favorite.
Yeah. Classic. Dragon. Yeah.
Timmy Failure.
Timmy Failure. That's
yes.
a good one. If you got Disney Plus, we got hooked up. The guy who wrote Timmy Failure started as a kids book series, and the cartoonist who does Pearls Before Swine, which is a very popular comic strip these days, Stephen Pastis. He actually wrote these series of Timmy Failure books, and they did a movie of it that was on Disney Plus.
I found this on the web for
Apparently-
Sorry, leave us alone.
Siri's helping me find Timmy Failure books, apparently. But Disney Plus did a movie, and it is so cute. I totally recommend
it's
it.
really, really
Good pick,
good.
Ben. How about you, Lucy?
I don't know. I don't have too many favorites.
What's the first that comes to mind?
I like Harry Potter a lot.
Classic. And you said you wanted to watch Princess Bride again. And that's a classic.
Yeah, that'll be on the list,
Inconceivable, right?
Yeah.
So we got to get that on the schedule.
Very good.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Appreciate you saying hi. You say bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, that just about wraps it up. Wanted to invite you. We're running out of time for you to sign up for Wonder Hunt.
As you wish, Angela. As you wish.
We need more wonder right now, and Kim is heading up a course. Of course, I'll be involved with it as well, starting Monday. And it's all you need is your smartphone camera, and you'll go through every day. There's a different challenge, and you'll be able to connect with other people going through it at the same time. The first cohort went through last fall, but I got to say, it feels like it was made for right now.
Oh my gosh.
This course.
I know. I put some information on Facebook about it this morning, and I saw someone commented and said, oh my gosh, I feel like you wrote this for me. Because I think the words that come to mind are, the thought process of, like, if you're feeling discouraged, or if you're feeling kind of heavy, like your heart is heavy, if you're just kind of exhausted from thinking. You kind of need some wonder.
Mhm.
So that's what we designed it for. And I have to say, I've spent probably 8 hours the last week, like basically customizing it for this time.
Mhm.
So there's definitely going to be, I think, a relevance that will hit people in a good way.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know?
So check that out
yeah.
at escapeadulthood.com/wonderhunt, or in the show notes, which we'll post. We will post Father Dave's top 11 movies
Yes.
in there. Thank you to, I think it was Susan, if I remember correctly, who
Yeah.
posted them.
Way to catch
Shelby, thank you. You just chimed in. Says checked out pluggedin.com. They review movies and books and have an interesting blog. So thank you for that, Shelby. I love you guys. You guys are bringing the value. So.
Right.
Thank you to everyone who showed up live today. We will be back here again tomorrow at 3:00. If you want to get notifications of when we go live and when replays happen, go to escapeadulthood.com/coffee, and you'll get the daily things. Until then,
my sister could totally do
until
garden.
then,
Excellent.
Party on, guys. Until we meet again.
See you soon.
Party on.